Final Fantasy XVI is my most anticipated game since whenever the last major Final Fantasy game came out. And with each and every brand new trailer, new information, new interviews, the game only looks better and better as we go forward. You can finally start to feel the hype behind the game begin to generate. But as a major Final Fantasy content creator, there's always a lot of reoccurring threads I see with the discussions around these games. And the thread that comes up the most with Final Fantasy XVI is party members. This, and of course, playable characters. I see this discourse on almost every video I upload surrounding this game. Some people claim this is going to be a deal breaker for them, and while they claim that, I'm sure I will still see them on launch day. However, it seems that Clive won't be the only character that you play as. In fact, you can unlock a brand new character right now by hitting that subscribe button, as we push forward to almost 100k subscribers. Thanks to a recent interview with Japanese publication Game Watch, we now have some brand new talk on party members and playable characters aside from Clive. Interesting. Maehiro has confirmed that during the early stages of the game, players will assume the role of another character, but currently he can't confirm the identity of this character. Immediately, everyone's mind goes to Joshua, but here's where things get interesting. When the interviewer asked him if it'd be similar to playing Final Fantasy XII's opening, he said yes. This is something that I find interesting. The opening to FF12 is one of my favorite openings in Final Fantasy. Rex is Vaughn's older brother, whose story is unfortunately cut quite short. However, in that short period of time, you get a feel for the character, and ultimately, when he does die, it kind of feels like, yo, I would have rather played as you than the actual main character. I'm kidding, no real Vaughn hate here. With that being said, you can only wonder who it will be in Final Fantasy XVI. We're all under the assumption that it's going to be Joshua. The reason we think that it's going to be Joshua is, well, if you look at the trailers, you can see us controlling Phoenix. So it seems like this is something that's already confirmed. However, the thing to think about is, with this being something that's already confirmed, why wouldn't he just say that? It's in the trailer, and it's fairly obvious that we're controlling Phoenix. It's not like it's something that they tried to hide. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that opening actually plays out. Now let's talk about something that comes up in the comment section of every video that I upload about this game. It's a hot topic, and it's something that I'm probably going to make a dedicated video to on its own right, as I have a lot of thoughts on it, and I don't know if I share quite the same perspective as a lot of people in the community do, and that is of course party members. The game's producer Naoki Yoshida has yet again confirmed that Final Fantasy XVI does have party members. However, he does admit that in all the released trailers so far, the action scenes only show Clive. People have assumed that it will majorly just be Clive alone, and then maybe on occasion you'll have a guest party member. Yoshi-P has confirmed that the opposite is the case, and that in fact, the majority of the game you'll be accompanied by your party members. Yoshi-P also says that party members follow along with Clive, and they all auto-fight while having conversations. However, they are AI controlled so that the player can concentrate on controlling Clive, and it's that bit that a lot of people have issue with, and that I personally don't. I've seen a lot of people compare this to the early days of Final Fantasy XV, but I don't think that's the case. More than likely, we're talking about party members that don't have health bars that you have to manage. This means that there is no babysitting of other characters. These are pretty much autonomous units, who at most have an incapacitation mechanic where you can go and press square to revive them. I think when you combine this with Clive's godlike powers, switching between multiple icons, there will be plenty of gameplay variety. And where I think this differs from, say, the early version of FF15 where you couldn't control party members, is that you were still responsible for Prompto's health bar whenever he ran directly into enemy fire. Or whenever you casted magic, if your party members were standing in the way, they would also have to take some of the damage. A more suitable comparison for this would be like how near party members work. Kaine or 9S fight alongside you, but you don't have to control them or micromanage them or do anything to make them fulfill their role. All the meanwhile, the urgency of combat is completely on you. The most important thing about party members is the journey with friends, the character banter and interactions that come along the way, and the development that happens between the characters. This is all going to be in Final Fantasy XVI, and to me that's the most important part of what party members represent. While I do very much understand that other people want to control the characters as well, but I think this party system to me sounds sufficient to make it an authentic Final Fantasy experience. But also, let's be real, here's what will probably happen. The DLC will come out a year from the game's release, and it'll let you control everybody. Shout out to patron Joshua Jarvis and the rest of the Ultima community.